Welcome to 6 African Trade Talks, the show that brings you closer to the intra-Africa trade business world. I'm your host, Chad Chawanda. In this episode, our guest is Mr. Craig Wahl. Mr. Wahl is the CEO of DataDot Technologies. Craig, welcome to 6 African Trade Talks. How are you?
Good, and you. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. Before we start our show, we'd like to hear a word from our sponsors.
Advocado Africa is a pan-African digital marketing social enterprise. With the exponential growth in smartphone users in Africa, you have to take your marketing digital. Advocado can do that for you. Advocado, minding your business.
Africa is talking business. Be a part of it. IATF is the key event boosting trade in Africa. No other event brings together more professionals under one roof. In 2021, IATF's theme will focus on the newly launched African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, a single market for goods and services across 54 countries aimed at boosting trade and investment. To learn more, visit www.intraafricantradefair.com.
Craig, describe the nature of your business.
DataDot Technologies South Africa is a leading manufacturer and supplier of Microdots, and as well as other authentication and anti-counterfeit solutions into the auto sector, as well as into other industries, including mining, construction, and the agricultural sector. The key technology we use in our solution is Microdots, and many people don't know what Microdots are. So, brief introduction to what they are. They are tiny polymer discs ranging from 0.5 millimeter to 1 millimeter in diameter. Unique information is then laser etched onto this microdot, which could include the VIN number of a vehicle. Generally, it ranges up to a 17 alphanumeric number. What's interesting is the unique number is then linked to the asset on which it is attached. So, for example, a vehicle, the VIN number is then linked to the unique number on the PIN. Microdots are applied to vehicles in overt and covert locations. South Africa, we have legislation which requires all newly manufactured and imported vehicles to be fitted with our technology. And this information is then recorded on a database which interlinks with the OEM, the original equipment manufacturer, as well as the government system in South Africa. Thus, when a vehicle is on the roads in South Africa, law enforcement is able to, on inspection, identify whether the vehicle being presented or in front of it is the true vehicle. The technology itself has had positive impacts on the identification of cloned and stolen vehicles, which has allowed insurers and the vehicle owners to be able to retrieve the vehicles that have been stolen or cloned. The system has been adopted globally in other countries as well. For example, there is movement within Africa. We as DataDot have been a member of the AAAM for some time as we support the move and the inclusion of the auto sector into the technology into the various auto policies that are currently being discussed. So we believe that there is a lot of potential for our technology to be used in the auto sector in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. What are the company's short-term and long-term goals?
Okay, well, on a long-term goal, we are hoping to be the supplier of choice of the technology into the global market. The positive aspect behind this is that it improves the economies of the country by job creation. Law enforcement has the ability to identify cloned and stolen vehicles. Government is able to identify the vehicles that are being imported or exported. And in that way, the correct tariffs and codes can be used as well. So that's from a long-term perspective, being the global supplier of choice. And in the short-term perspective is actually just introduce this technology to the various governments and key stakeholders in the countries that we are accessing right now, and thus our participation in this podcast as well as in the trade fair.
Amazing. You spoke about Africa. Describe the African market for you.
To us, the African market has enormous potential, particularly in the automotive and anti-counterfeit space. Africa is under-motorized compared to the rest of the world and represents the last significant global opportunity for the motors industry. So our business is closely allied to the automotive industry, and as a member of the AAAM, we want to participate in this opportunity. There are significant challenges in developing a cohesive automotive strategy in Africa, but we believe that the AAAM and the vehicle manufacturers are on the correct path to unlocking this potential to the benefit of all stakeholders in Africa.
Certainly, Africa is an interesting market. How do you expect the Automotive Show and Forum at the Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Durban to support your goals?
Well, we believe it is a platform whereby we are able to showcase our technology. As I indicated in the start, most people don't know what our technology is or what it does, unless you're in South Africa and in law enforcement and probably the OEMs that currently utilize this technology. So we want to engage with the delegates and the key stakeholders, be it from government, be it from the auto sector, be it from the supply chain into the auto sector, because the technology we offer has the ability to assist all these stakeholders for various reasons, as I've mentioned, be it from anti-counterfeit, be it from authentication, be it from customs perspective in identifying and being able to use the right tariffs and codes with import.
Interesting, especially with this coming of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. As we talk about that, how significant is the African Free Trade Agreement for you and why?
Well, I think it's very significant. The costs of exporting or importing your product into various countries has an impact on the costing and the financial elements that you charge for a product. So by having the ability or low tariffs or no tariffs would have the positive impact that the product costs can be lower and you are able to import and grow, for example, our own business within these sectors. The positive elements that the product and our technology gives will allow us to aid the motor industry, law enforcement and government, but at the same time, job creation can be done. And if you are able to reduce that price of the product, all the more reason to be able to invest better in a country.
My business is growing. Thanks to Advocado Africa, digital marketing is the way to go. I get to know what my customers want and how they feel in real time. Besides, I choose how much to spend. I feel in control. If you want to take control of your marketing, contact Advocado Africa now. Visit www.advocadoafrica. Advocado Africa. We mind your business.
Africa is a continent full of potential, but potential means nothing if we don't take action to create value. Let us take action. Thank you for listening to this episode. Don't forget to post and share this episode on your social media platforms. It will help us reach our mission of sharing knowledge about intra-Africa trade and making it available to as many people as possible. Let us grow our continent. We can go far, fast, together. If you can please leave a review on our podcast page or on Apple Podcasts. See you next time.